Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one, The Devil Shall Cast Some of You into Prison. The devil shall cast some of you into prison. And I had a dream last night, and this is what sparked the lesson. Call halayim la alahayina wa Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. Call halayim la alahayina wa Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI. And like I said, this is what sparked the lesson. Is I had a dream last night, and the dream, I mean, it felt so real. It felt so real. And it woke me up out of my sleep, I was hurt. I was devastated. I was a little scared too, because of, overwhelmed in the dream on how I felt. Because like I said, the dream felt so real, but basically, I was in my home. I was in my home, and it was right around evening time, the nighttime, right? Sun going down, getting ready to be night. And my family's in the home, and I just happened just to get up, and I don't know what exactly I was gonna do, but I happened to get up and I looked outside of the window, and I just seen heavy like a special force type unit, and they were in all black, and they had the they had the the technology. They had, I want to say drones. And I was just completely overwhelmed. And then I go to open the door, and it was two Edomites. It was an Edomite in a white suit, like a business suit, and it was like a special force, like a soldier. And basically, they just, as soon as I opened the door, they came in, and it was a few other soldiers, and they basically like cornered me in at my front door, and they started accusing me. They started accusing me of something that I supposedly did, and I didn't even. It was completely false. It was completely false. And they were accusing me of something that somebody had said from another camp. And that camp was the Sakari camp. I'm not gonna say the names because they mentioned the name, but I'm gonna just leave it as that. But they somebody from that Sakari camp, they said, had accused me of something, and it was completely false. And they were like, like the special force unit soldiers, it was like a few of them at the door with the Edomite. He looked like he could have been like a detective or something like that. And basically they handcuffed me, and basically they were standing at the door with me, and I'm just looking outside of my home, and you just see all this like military might. You see the cop lights, you see these different special force vehicles, and I just remember the soldier saying, "You're going to prison for a long time." And I was, I was scared, man. I was scared on how quickly and everything, how fast it went, and seeing the military, might in the just the way the thing, it was, man. How, if anybody's ever been arrested and you didn't have all these different cop cars, and it's a it's a pretty, because Esau will, if you done been arrested and you didn't gotten to something, and then Esau bring all those squad cars, it'd be 10, 11, 12 police officers, and you feel a little overwhelmed. And then you especially if you in the public and people are white, you're a little overwhelmed. But that's something how I felt. But this wasn't just cops. These were like a special force type, soldiers, man. And they were, the soldier, he had a big gun. He had it, hanging from his with the strap on it, and he was telling you're going to prison, and I'm just sitting there, handcuffed up, and they're holding me, and basically they finally bring me out my home. And I'm and my my kids, I'm thinking like, man, I don't even get to, dang, and they're like looking. My wife and my kids, they're looking, and I'm like, I'm hurt. I'm like, wow, like they're like, they're accused. They've accused. I don't even get to talk to my wife or my kids or nothing. They just pull. They take me. I'm like, man, I'm not even gonna see you guys again. But I mean, the way it went, man. I mean, Esau had that special force unit. These were soldiers too, man. This was a special. They had some police in there too, but the way they accused me, and it was just nothing I could do. It was absolutely nothing I could do. There's no way I could have fought back or anything like that. In the position, I was completely overwhelmed, surrounded. And they accused me and handcuffed me and had me hemmed up. But like I said, it was somebody from, they said from the Sakari, because they mentioned, I'm not going to mention the name, but they mentioned the name. They made it clear. But, this is what the Lord, this is what he said, man. Because Judas Iscariot, pretty much turned on the Lord, YAHAWAHSHI. And this is what the Lord said. And we're coming into the time of spies, you know, traitors, you know, I mean, you know, persecution, heavy. But the way, you know, the way they did me, man, I was devastated. I was hurt. And as they pulled me out the home, I just look back and I could just see, you know, as far as my wife and my kids, I'm like, man, devastated. And they you know, they walking me to where, you know, I guess to put me in the car, but I didn't get that far. I just remember going out, them taking me out, and then me looking out and seeing all this military might and soldiers and police and stuff. But, you know, this is the time that we're entering, man. And, you know, just by me, you know, the way it was, and then, like I said, seeing my family, it left you know, it was a pain. It was a real deep pain. I was, you know, and I was scared too, because I didn't know, you know, he kept telling me, you're going to prison for a long time. We're taking you to prison. And they were questioning me and stuff. You know, did they said that you did this, and I was like, how? I wouldn't even. You got it all wrong. No way. They said, we have the evidence of you. We, you know, basically, you know, and they didn't show me no evidence. They just took me. But, you know, this is coming, man. This is coming. Like, some of us is going to be definitely thrown in these detention centers and these concentration camps, and we're going to be separated from our families, our kids, definitely in some very troubled times. If you got kids or a family and stuff, you're going to be prepared, man, because the dream felt real. It felt real. I had to do a lesson on this. I had to. You know, they're definitely coming after Israel, man. I was overwhelmed by the military might. It was a special force type unit. I never seen that type of unit before. I don't know what type. It was a special force though, definitely. And they came. I just happened just to get up, and they were all out in front of my home. As soon as I opened the door, they were there. Like I said, it was he looked like a detective, a clear Edomite, bald head, you know, red Edomite, officer Compton, or Detective Doyle Ipkiss, something like that. Pure Edomite, hate Negroes, hate the tribes, the Latinos and Native American Indians. And the soldier, he was a pure Edomite, man. But let me get a quick. I got one scripture and I'm gonna close out. But this is coming, man. This is coming. Be prepared to be at any time. And I constantly always think about that, man. Of you just at any time they can come and get you. At any time. This is why you gotta be prepared, man, spiritually. But I was scared, man. I understood, you know, but it happened so fast, man. They snatched me. I was gone. I was just sitting in the house, and I was, you know, getting ready to eat, and with my kids, my family, and bam, I just happened just to get up. And I looked out the window, and they were all there. Man, it woke me up out of my sleep, man. They were walking me outside the home, and then that's when I woke up, and they were walking me out, and I seen all the unit, the special force unit, the military, the police, and they were out. They were just they were there. Fully armed and ready. But let me go to Revelation 2 and 10. This is why, you know, all that traveling, partying, we're just not in that time right now, man. We're not in that time, because at any time, you know, they can come get you, and this is gonna happen. This is a prophecy. I'm gonna read to you too. This is Revelation, because this is what the Lord said. Revelation 2:10. Revelation 2:10, and it reads. It says, "Fear none of those things." See, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Because it's some suffering coming. But the Lord said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. And in the dream, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared, man. I was shook. Hurt, devastated, confused. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, who? Esau, Edom. The white folks, that's the devil. Because if you think about Satan, is he gonna, or the devil, is he, because they, you know, these Christians and Catholics, and you know, they think the devil with a pitchfork and the red horns, and you know, is he gonna come physically and get you? It says, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Now, is the devil gonna physically, with the red fork, the pitchfork, and you know, the Christians and Catholics and Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff like that, who are, you know, is he physically going to come and get you? No, this is Esau, Edom, the so-called white folks. It says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. See, some of us, you claim that you are serving the Lord, and some of us are gonna, like I said, you're gonna go into prison, you're gonna go into these concentration camps, these detention centers, and you're gonna be there, separated, if you have, of your family or whatever, your home. You're gonna lose your home, lose your cars, all of that, your money. It says that ye may be tried. And some of us are gonna go into these prisons or detention centers, and Esau could be torturing us, you know, beating us. You know, Apostle Paul, he was getting whipped and beat, you know, thrown in prison. It says that ye may be tried. It says, and ye shall have tribulation, trouble. See, it says 10 days. Now, 10 days, that's not just, well, it could be 10 days, but that's just, that 10 days represents a period of time. You might be in prison for 3 years. You might be in prison for 2 weeks. You might be in prison for 5 years. You know, this time this is coming. But he said, it says, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. So some of us might be put to death in these prisons, in these detention centers, in these concentration camps that Esau is setting up, because Babylon, America, and even across, because this is going to be worldwide, this tribulation, man. It says, be thou faithful unto death. So some of us might be put to death in these prisons or detention centers or concentration camps, you know, that's set up. But the police state is about to be set up to where you're going to be stripped of all your free will. It says, and I will give thee a crown of life, right? So those that die for the Lord, no matter what situation you go in, if you have to die for the Lord said he's going to give you a crown of life. But this is pertaining to Israel, because the elect ain't going to be deceived, and the elect is going to endure all the way into the end. This ain't for you other nations, man. This is for Israel. The 12 lost tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. There's a elect out of his people that are going to be delivered. And the ones that be put to death for the Lord, that when the Lord come back with the Elohim, the angels, and those so-called UFOs, the chariots, the ones that died for the Lord first, that died for the Lord, they're going to make it on the chariots first. They're going to be beamed up. The Lord said he promised you 100-fold in the kingdom for those that lay down their life for the Lord. The Lord said, precious, what do he say? Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. So those that die for the Lord, you are promised 100-fold in the kingdom. Ultimately, you know, the elect. But when he come back, those that die for him, you're gonna be the first ones to go up. So, you know, this is coming, man. You know, tribulation, you know, prison, on the run. I mean, just a very difficult time. But the Lord is gonna put the spirit on his elect to endure whatever they gotta go through. Call halal YAHAWAHSHI. So this is why you got to stay ready. You know, those that are in what do you say? The house of roughly paraphrasing it. Those that are in the house of mirth are fools, but those that are in the house of mourning are wise. Roughly paraphrasing it. So those that are in the spirit and stay in the spirit, in mourning, you're wise. But those that are trying to party and live life to the fullest and, you know, all in the world, you're a fool. Because like I said, like the Lord said, this, you know, this is coming, man. Persecution, you know, to the saints. But I just wanted to touch in on that. It hit home, man. It hit home. Like, be prepared to lose it all. And if you got a family, you better be prepared to lose it, because this is coming. So hopefully you were edified. I don't know about this. I'll come back with another lesson, but I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakak, Wadash. Shalom, Israel.